The BJP has in fact now targeted the Congress, drawing a contrast between Prime Minister Narendra Modi's foreign visit and that of Rahul Gandhi's visit abroad. The BJP spokesperson Kesavan has said in the recent of the comments that if Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a great unifier, then on the very contrary, the LOP is Rahul Gandhi is in fact a dangerous disruptor. Also quoting the comments that have in fact been made in recent times against Sikhs and RSS back home. Also, Kesavan has said that every time that Rahul Gandhi goes abroad, he insults India's honours and demeans India's dignity and integrity. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Anand Singh. Anand, very good morning to you. And what we can understand at this point of time is that BJP has been now hitting out at the Rahul Gandhi for always reiterating the comments that endorse insult to India whenever he is on a foreign tour. Also at this point of time making a stark comparison with how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has in fact made the country proud from that world platform and only put up a show of strength and of course shown India in great respect for the world to see.
Yes, Simran, look, today BJP once again took a jibe at the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, and Congress leader, who is also the senior Congress leader. And they mentioned that how the way in which the posters against Prime Minister Narendra Modi came up in New York during his visit over there, as it said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not welcome there. So, taking a pot shot at the Congress, the BJP is, said that several of the BJP leaders said that wherever Rahul Gandhi goes and he tries to demean India, insult India by targeting the RSS and the way in which he makes comment, whereas Prime Minister Narendra Modi, wherever he goes, he tries to bring glory to India, and whereas if Rahul Gandhi is compared, then he is on the contrary, because he every time visits the foreign land and he tries to discredit RSS and the work of the BJP government back at home by making the comments like whatever he said on Sikh community. So BJP now is taking a pot shot at the Congress leader for his comments on the Sikh community, which he made during his recent US trip. And even Prime Minister is now on a 3-day visit to US, where he has also held meeting with the US President Joe Biden and also held a bilateral meeting with him and also joined the Quad Summit meeting over there. So clearly the BJP is targeting Congress as well as the Rahul Gandhi. Whereas Rahul Gandhi, day before yesterday, he shared a tweet and urged the people to listen what he has said in his remarks when he mentioned about the Sikh community, and then he asked the people to judge him after listening to his entire speech. Back to you, Simran.
All right, Anand, thank you for sharing the latest that you're tracking at this point of time. Also, viewers right now joining me on the broadcast is BJP's Tom Vadakkan. Good morning, sir, and thank you for speaking to NewsX. At this given point of time, there is, of course, a stark comparison that has been made between the two whenever there is a foreign visit. But in fact, this is in the light where Rahul Gandhi has continued to be defiant over his comments that have been made for the security of the Sikhs in the country. Also, there is a statement that has been issued by Rahul Gandhi saying what wrong has been said essentially against the interest of Sikhs in the country. And he continued to defend his comments, saying whatever comments that he made back then during his US visit were in fact correct for the current state of affairs in the country as far as the safety and the freedom of Sikhs in the country is concerned.
Well, the comparison is extraordinary. Here's one leader from the Congress party, the royal entourage, went there for a 3-day visit. Out of the 3-day visit, only surface record is about 5 hours. The rest was all underground meeting. Who did he meet? What was he doing? In these 5 hours, he tried to belittle India. He tried to belittle our secularism. He said that where Sikhs are not safe, they cannot wear their pagdis or kadas or go to gurdwaras. These are all false statements. It's robotic. In fact, it is Pannu's copyright that he's flashing, thinking that the Sikh Khalistanis would support him in his venture to destabilize India. It doesn't work that way. Whereas if you compare Modi ji, not a word on Rahul Gandhi or anybody for that matter. He talked about the positive energy, positive things happening, and what are the developments in India, and what is the roadmap ahead. And the kind of crowd that you saw, it was a rock star, because he was speaking about India, and Indians were proud. I mean, they didn't know this kind of development was happening, especially on 5G. He said we are ahead of even US. And our other developmental activities, metro trains, we are probably the largest, in terms of metro network. And these are the developments that the Indian diaspora didn't know about. And that is the kind of pride that brings about, that is carried by Indians abroad. So that is the kind of relation Modi ji and his government shares whenever he is abroad. But contrast it what this person, the LOP of India, goes out and says, democracy has died, secularism is no more, constitution is being murdered. Where? You murdered the constitution during the emergency. You tore the ordinance, which was of your own government. What was that? Well, that was not against the Constitution of India. And you dare say that you are the saviors of the Constitution. You go out and say that, well, a time will come when we won't have reservation. Next day you change the statement because there's pressure from Delhi. What kind of a leader are you? These are questions people not only in India but all over the globe are asking. If this is the kind of leadership India is putting forth, or the Congress party is putting forth, this is a sad story.
But Mr. Wadakan, essentially, if you've also screened through the series of defense that have now come forward by the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, writing in Punjabi, he has in fact on platform X said that BJP is spreading lies about his comment in America, and this is being now called as a propaganda which has been conspired by the BJP. He in fact went on to say that he wants to ask every Sikh brother and the sister in the country and abroad that is anything wrong into what he has said, where he endorsed that the statements that has been made by him in the US does not actually portray a bad picture for the country, but in fact raise the concern over India being that country where every Sikh and every Indian can practice their own religion without any fear. So in the past as well, we have seen how the pro-Khalistani outfits, in fact the SFJ, then came forward and only appreciated the support in the view of these comments. So is this an anti-India narrative and a rhetoric which in fact is now very concerning, because it is not just the internal conflict of dialogue that India has, but in fact outside as well it puts up a bad show for a unified nation?
Well, it is not that Pannu and company ratified it later. It is Pannu's statement that was reflected by Rahul Gandhi. Let there be no denial. If he writes in Urdu or Latin or Sanskrit, that doesn't really matter. The Sikh Brotherhood here knows that they are top of the line here. Prime Minister respects them. And especially on the corridor issue, the kind of issues that came up, he's always protected the Sikh community and he's treated them as his own. And then this gentleman goes out and says they can't go to the Gurdwara, they can't. Has he ever visited the Gurdwara which is next to his office? It's crowded, and they're there, they're proud, and the various other Gurdwaras all over the country. And who's scared of, going to Gurdwaras wearing a kada? Every Sikh is a proud Indian. And what is he trying to divide? I mean, these kind of backdoor entry tactics won't work. If he can't win an election in India, he can do his propaganda in US, but there are not many takers. Indians, and in fact, when he was saying this, there was a demonstration outside his house and outside his mother's house in Delhi. Everybody knows about it. So the point is the Sikh community is disturbed with this kind of comments from the LOP.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.